What is going on, everyone? Little Chichi here, and welcome back to episode 17 of the RuneScape Pure series. On today's episode, we got a lot of jam-packed stuff. As you guys just saw, I just got levels 20 to 50 farming just by doing tree runs, so that was actually pretty cool. It was a really quick, probably in the span of a couple days, but I got a lot of stuff jam-packed in this episode. Today we're focusing on nothing but God Wars Dungeon. We are going to quickly knock out the quest Edgar's Ruse, and then after that we're going to start getting into the Saradomin grind. Guys, if you haven't checked out my episode 16 of the RuneScape Pure series, I did just get my Prince Black Dragon, where this little guy just appeared for me. If you guys aren't following, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram, OSRS_little.chichi, and keep up to date with all my latest progress on the account. I post quite a bit on my channel as well as on my Instagram, so make sure you're always following me on there. But aside from that, let's get into today's episode. Finally accomplished level 70 agility. All is left to do is grind out Sarah, but before we do that, let's knock out one of the most important quests to be able to do this, Edgar's Ruse. This is going to be allowing me to teleport to Trollheim. The only requirement I'm needing is that 31 Herbler, currently level 18. I'm going to pretty much just do the best potions to be able to get to that level, and then we'll get this in no time. And just like that, with the last couple potions, we now have 31 Herblore. This is the last requirement I needed for Edgar's Ruse. Once I complete that quest, I'll have the Trollheim teleport. I'll be able to teleport to God Wars and be able to grind out all the God Wars bosses a lot easier. So let's knock out that quest really quick, and I'll see you guys in a second. Very short but super annoying quest. That was a pain. There was a lot more running. I brought 3 sips of stam and then realized I didn't have enough. I was like maybe like 12 minutes into the quest and I already used like 3 full potions of stamina pot. So I actually reached out to the CC buddy over here, OG the Killer, coming clutch with that extra sip of actually potion of stamina pot to allow me to finish the quest. Thanks so much, bro. Appreciate your help. And that is Edgar's Ruse complete. So with this done, I think we are going to finally do our first KC of Saradomin at God Wars Dungeon. I know I have to go there really quick and use, I think, 2 ropes to be able to get inside the dungeon. So let me go knock that out really quick. So as of right now, I am starting on getting, well, I'm going to put the ropes down in the God Wars dungeon area. There we go. Oh, I had to use 1 rope. God. That means I need to do it again? Oh my god. I think I need a 3rd rope. I forgot you needed 1 right there. Oh no. This is going to be annoying if I have to go back. Yeah, put the rope there. Do I need another rope? Probably. Check it out. I probably do. I'm such an idiot. Do I need another one? Alright. I'll be right back with that 2nd rope. You'll need, I already timed the rope there, and this should be, yes. So the boss is right there, boss's room. I should be good. For the last and final step of this, I'm going to show you guys how to get ecumenical keys to be able to go to any God Wars dungeon boss without actually getting the 40 KC. So as a really brief summary of what these keys are, typically to access any of the God Wars boss rooms, you have to kill 40 monsters of that specific god. So for example, if you want to get into the Zamorak room, you have to kill 40 Zamorak minions. Same thing goes for Bandos, Saradomin, Armadillo, everything. So to skip that step, a lot of them are a little difficult to get. For example, the Bandos is a lot easier. You can kill goblins, but for the Saradomin and even Armadillo, you have to kill their respective minion, which are a little bit harder to kill. So to skip that step of not going through the 40 KC, you can actually grab a key that will automatically get you access to there. So in order to grab these keys, you actually have to go to the wilderness. In the wilderness, there's an area called the Wilderness God Wars area, and that's where you will kill these monsters and they have a chance of dropping keys. So let's look at the map really quick. I believe it's all the way, yes. So Where I'll be going is I'll be using this teleport, the cemetery teleport, and it'll actually teleport you right here. All you're going to need to do is run east and a little bit south, and you'll go into this dungeon area. Within the dungeon, you'll either need to have 70 strength or 60 strength or 60 agility. I think that's what it is, and you'll be able to get access there. Once you're in there, you're pretty much going to kill the minions there and all the monsters of anything, and you'll have a chance of getting a key drop. There's typically imps, but I'll go into that in a little bit of detail. But for the main items you're going to need, now if you're not wearing that boss's specific item on, those monsters will attack you. So for example, if I go into the God Wars dungeon area and I'm not wearing a Bandos item, all the Bandos monsters will attack me. So this is typically the items that I bring that prevent me from getting attacked from all the monsters. So to go over the inventory setup, I use the Bandos Miter, that covers the Bandos item. I use an Unholy Blessing, this covers the Zamorak item. I use a Monk's Rope Top to cover the Saradomin item, and then lastly I use the Armadillo Robe Legs to cover the Armadillo item. Those are the 4 main pieces you pretty much need to have. So let me show you a really quick trip of how to do that. So pretty much going to use the cemetery teleport you exactly where I said, right here near the Forgotten Cemetery. You're going to run south, and then you're going to run a little bit east. So let's go do that right now. In here, since I am a 1 defense pure with just 41 strength, I can't push that boulder, so I'm going to have to use the past the this jutting wall. That I actually have 70 agility. I think you only need 60 to get access here. And pretty much once you're in here, you're going to run in, and none of the monsters should be able to attack you, only unless you attack them first. But the monsters you'll pretty much be needing to kill is these imps right here. They have a pretty good chance of dropping all of these keys. You're going to go here and you're going to attack them. If you want, you can put a little bit of prayer to kind of speed up the trips, speed up the kills. But the main things you want to kill is these imps. They have a pretty high chance of dropping these keys. If you have the Slayer level, you can kill these spiritual mages. They have a chance of dropping dragon boots. But typically I stick to between the imps and the pyre fiends and the ice fiends. Those are pretty much the low level combat that I can attack. And with the blowpipe, I pretty much shred them to pieces. So pretty much after you kill all these monsters and you finally get that amazing key drop, it's called an ecumenical key, you're going to grab it immediately and bank it. Now, you can only keep 3 at a time, and that's pretty much it. You can't keep more than 3 at once. And as a pro tip, guys, when you grab your first key, when it finally drops to the ground, what you're going to want to do is go to the bank it, and then come back out and switch your world. Why? I don't know. There's some type of rule between that Jagex implemented that once there's a key dropped in your name and you pick it up, you can't get another key for like 15 minutes. There's like a cooldown period that you won't be able to grab another one. I'm not sure why this is incorporated in the game, but as a pro tip, once you grab your key, grab it, bank it, hop worlds, and then come back here. Or you pretty much will just be out here just killing these monsters without getting a key drop. Again, I don't know why that is, but that's just the way that they implement into the game. So I'll swing back with you guys in a second once I grab this key, and we'll start our first Saradomin trip. There we go, guys. Ecumenical key on one of the, I think, Fire Fiend. Yeah. Let's grab that real quick. I'm going to grab probably a second, maybe third. I'll see if it's worth going for a third one, but I want to grab at least 2 before I start the trip. Grab this, teleport home, stock up on some supplies, and I'll try it again. There it is. Last ecumenical key. I got 2 right now. I think I'll just take a little bit of a break. I'm getting these things. It took probably like 10 minutes, but I'm just so eager to start Saradomin boss already. So let me actually get a proper inventory setup, see what I need, and see what is probably best for my setup. I'm not entirely sure. I gotta do some research on probably the best setups, and then I'll do my own trial and error on which the best inventory setups is for a 1 defense pure. Finally, guys, 70 agility, Edgar's rule complete, ecumenical keys banked. We are ready to start this grind. Let's go.
Ready? Go!
Ooh! Hey, bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
Enemy
Bag up, bag up. Bag up, Terry. Put in reverse, Terry.
Oh man, that was a lot more difficult than I thought. Only one KC and I have to go bank, so let me do that really quick and attempt this again. Allow me to go into further detail about this Saradomin boss because I didn't really do the best of job on my first attempt, nor these attempts right here as you're seeing. Mostly because I was really trying to figure out what I needed to do. On my first KC, it was really learning how to work 2 accounts at the same time, doing Saradomin God Wars, which became evident that it wasn't as easy as I thought, mostly because as you're seeing right here, the pure account is literally getting shredded by these minions, and even though I'm tanking most of the last hits with the main account, during the actual fight I was just taking an extraordinarily amount of damage. It's the ranger and then the meleeer that I was taking a lot of damage. Another mechanic which is a little different than other God Wars bosses is that the minions, I don't really know how they operate in every single room, but for this room specific, when the boss is getting attacked, whoever is the last person to hit the boss, that's who all the minions target. So my issue was, while running around the room on the main account, I was hitting it with my pure account with my twisted bow. That became a very problematic thing because then all the minions would target my pure account as I'm trying to deal DPS, and then I'd later just take a bunch of damage. Then I would just run around the room, try not taking damage, but again, it just was very difficult to juggle 2 things at once. I really thought having a twisted bow on the account, I'm able to just kill the boss in like no time at all, but it just became evident that it really wasn't like that. And again, if some of you guys have experienced dual counting, it's a very difficult thing to do with it, and it was just really, I don't know, just saddening to see, because I really thought I could grind this out, but the only thing I can really see myself doing is maybe taking, like maybe in a 3-man or 4-man, I'm able to kind of last a little bit longer at Sarah God Wars, just because the amount of sheer damage I was just being dealt was just too much, even with the twisted bow. It was really sad to see, but yeah, overall it was pretty good. I attempted, as you see right here, I opted in with a little bit more defense. I went with the Ring of Suffering. I brought in my Castle Wars armor just for better defense. And this time, I was actually practicing prey flicking a little bit while I was running. I was practicing the running aspect first, and they later developed or tried to at least practice the prey flicking, as you can see here. And I apologize. I'm not the best when it comes to this. I really was trying to do my absolute best just timing it, because I'm not too comfortable doing it. But I was trying my best. But again, the amount of damage I was getting dealt was just an astronomical amount. And this is something that I do plan to kind of practice in the future. But at least of right now, I don't really plan on doing Sarah, just because it was so frustrating. And again, getting those keys, those ecumenical keys, they can take anywhere between 1 minute or they can take like 15. And when you're spending over 30-45 minutes just trying to get ecumenical keys just to attempt the boss for maybe 1 to 3 kills, it was a little bit of it was discouraging to me, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, as you see here, I pretty much just run out of food and just teleport away. Guys, I know I'm as bummed out as you guys. I didn't really get the opportunity to really grind out Saradomin as much as I wanted to, but not to worry, I have another place in mind where I can use this account to hopefully grind out some decent kills. This is my second attempt attempting this boss. It's the first time I forgot a couple things in my inventory, but we are going to none other than the Zamorak God Wars boss. So this one is an interesting boss. So this boss is actually weak to, well, it has a very high mage defense, and for you guys don't know, the twisted bow is actually really strong against monsters with a high magic defense bonus. So hopefully I can actually do really well here. I brought the main account with me, and hopefully we can take down this boss fairly easy. I'm pretty excited. I did it the first time and it looked pretty easy, so I'll show you guys a really quick recap on the overall kills. And what the hell is that thing? You guys see this? I never noticed that. Look at his face, was like all jawed up. Anyways, we'll start this in a second, so hopefully I do a lot better than I did at Saradomin. Starting off at the Zamorak boss, it was pretty easy. Again, I don't know the exact perfect setup for at least the main account. I just kind of rocked Guthans with a Carol's top. But pretty much all of the main boss kills were pretty simple. I pretty much just found a really chillax method by chilling east of the room and just pretty much T-bowing the boss as I kind of tanked the minions. I realized there's not like in Saradomin boss within that room. The boss itself actually has a special attack. If you get really close to her, she actually sends lightning to everybody in the room. So fortunately I didn't have to worry about that. I later realized that, and I actually started protecting against whatever minion was attacking me, so that actually became pretty helpful for myself learning this boss and kind of lasting. But as you can see here, inventory looked pretty well in all of the KC. All the minions dropped a good amount of food and sharks, so my peer and main account got the benefit from that. It wasn't until the very end of the main account took a crap ton of damage from the boss. I think it hit like 4 or 5 consistent magic attacks while protecting melee, and I took like a 41, a 51, a 50, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. But overall, it really wasn't too bad of a kill. I actually thoroughly enjoyed doing this boss, and I actually think I might grind it out. Like longevity, I think this might be, I mean, it does look like a really cool pet to begin with, but not only that, it's one of the easier bosses that I can do. One being I can just use a twisted bow. But going forward, even though I can't do Sarah, or I don't have any plans to do Sarah in the future, I do plan to grind out Zammy, the Zamorak boss, quite a bit, and use that T-bow to hopefully get that pet. And that will do it for episode 17 of the RuneScape Peer series. Guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to follow me on my progress on this journey on my One Defense Peer account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. And lastly, just thank you guys so much for all of you guys who reach out to me in game or even on Instagram. I do take the time to read all your comments. If you guys ever want to, feel free to add me in game, message me, let me know if I'm doing all right. Let me know if you're enjoying the content, or just let me know what improvements I can make on my channel. I do appreciate all the feedback. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.